Welcome to Mint Views. Today we are going to talk about the elections being held in England, the United Kingdom. What we have in the fray right now is actually slightly complex, but not that complex. We have on the right the Conservative Party led by Boris Johnson. On the left, we have the Labour Party led by Jeremy Corbyn. And in the center, we have a party called the Liberal Democrats, which may be willing to ally with either of these sides to form a government. Who wins, we don't know. As we know, the right, the Conservatives, they're looking for Brexit, a hard Brexit if it needs to be, which is a no-deal Brexit. Just move out of the European Union. On the left, we have a party that's talking about measures which seem a little bit too leftist. They want to nationalize a lot of things. They want to bring in policies which will move England decisively to the left, which again could hurt the economy. Either ways, this country is staring at trouble, possibly even a breakup if Scotland, Northern Ireland, parts of their union decide to secede or want to secede because of what's going on. The question we have today is whether a country that considered itself great, Great Britain, deserves the term great anymore, looking at the bleak future they're looking at. Let's begin with Shrija. What do you have to say about what's going on in England?
So, Arish, if you look at the current political discourse and even the election campaigns, they are very stark in a sense that Britain once considered to be one of the proponents or major party to the liberal architecture of the world as we know it, with liberal values, principles, free market principles. And now if you consider the current discourse which is going on, they've become so inwards. They're more concerned with closing the borders. They are so conservative in their approach that kind of represents a major shift from what Britain has been in the past, when right after the Cold War and the formation of the two blocs. And then we saw how the concept of liberal internationalism was advocated by the US, with Britain being a major ally to the cause. And now they've taken a complete radical step which is diametrically opposite to the view that they held before. So this definitely tells you that nothing is left of the greatness of Britain which existed before.
Yes, ironic, isn't it? This is a country which had an empire on which the sun never set, less than 100 years ago. Today, everybody is feeling sorry for England or for Britain. Anand, are they in big trouble?
Yeah, undoubtedly, if you look at the economy, things are not looking rosy at all for them. The growth has, I think, in the last reported quarter, the economy stagnated. The growth was at 0%. Other issues such as jobs for the people over there, productivity of employees, everything else, labor market, things are looking really bleak. So the economy is in real bad shape, and the worrying part is that the outlook also there does not seem to be any relief on the horizon also, because following this election, in case whatever the outcome might be, but if the Labour Party wins, then Britain would be headed into another referendum. Yeah, so that would take at least a year from Britain before some kind of political stability would return to the country. In case the opposite result turns out and Boris Johnson wins, then it's highly unlikely, I think, at this point of time that they would be able to strike a deal with the European Union for a Brexit. So we'll probably be looking at a hard Brexit, in which case also the economy is going to suffer a lot.
As of now, it turns out that the Conservative Party is actually leading the sort of opinion polls. We don't know what the result will be. Srijay, is there trouble coming from them? Is Brexit going to destroy the United Kingdom?
I do not think so, Arish, and I would tend to disagree with all of you, in fact. I think concerns about UK's greatness seem to be overblown. Whichever way you look at it, for the past 3.5 years, Britain has remained hamstrung by the uncertainty caused by a referendum over Brexit. I think it would be in Britain's interest to, for once and all, get done with this uncertainty called Brexit, You have a hard Brexit or soft Brexit, whichever way it goes. You leave the European Union, as both the parties envisage to do. Once that uncertainty is over, and Britain takes back what they want, what they call fiscal as well as political sovereignty, I think the only way to go is up for Britain. To that extent, I do not think that Britain is in any way going to lose its greatness as it has stood for all these while.
May I just make an interjection, to the point? I agree to the point that there is a sovereignty of a nation, but his views seem to suggest that there is exasperation, that okay, this has gone on for too long, let's just get rid of it.
True.
That's not the way such big policies have to be framed. When you're thinking of moving out of a union of several countries, you have to think it through, and it has to be done in a way that is balanced towards both the sides. So it's unlikely that they'll come out of such an arrangement in a positive manner.
Well, any decision taken out of exasperation can be troublesome. There's also the question to consider of what the people of Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland make of Brexit. I think they'll have a big problem with it because they can see the economic hit coming without understanding or even trying to understand what this, British sovereignty kind of argument is all about. Much of it seems not only highly inward, it seems to some extent even xenophobic. There's a big problem that England is facing, what they do, where they go, we have no idea, but we can't help feel sorry for a country that actually presumed to use the title great as one of its names. Thank you.